In Aberdeen, there's still a skill shortage, so we have to make sure that our young people are properly equipped to take the jobs that do exist. People who want to come and work in Aberdeen can't afford the housing, and it's a real problem for us. I want the people who live in Aberdeen to have aspirations, no matter what their backgrounds are, no matter the difficulties they face. I'm Begg. I was born and brought up in Brechin, where I went to school. Came to Aberdeen to university and then became a teacher for almost 20 years. Secondary school teacher, teaching English. And then in 1997, I was elected as a Labour MP for Aberdeen South.
I feel that the next Labour government they've kind of promised that they're going to give me as a young person more opportunities, you know.
So to work more for young people and represent us more, and hopefully provides jobs when we leave uni or school.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
For people who don't want to go to university, there's not always the breadth of opportunities for them, and so we need good quality apprenticeships so that they can have an alternative route to getting into a good job and a well-paid job as well. We know that in Aberdeen there's still a skill shortage, so we have to make sure that our young people are properly equipped to take the jobs that do exist, and that means quality training, quality apprenticeships, and make sure that youngsters believe that there is hope that they can get a job, and that job will set them up for life.
It is so expensive here in Aberdeen with the oil industry. I mean, people like us, we were renting. I mean, we need to be able to afford the cost of living. We need to be able to afford our rent and our electricity and fuel bills. Yes. You know, the cost of rent just increases all the time, especially in a place like Aberdeen.
It's very difficult for young people to get the first foot on the housing ladder simply because of the cost of houses in Aberdeen, and that's not fair on them. There's an acute housing shortage in Aberdeen, and it's been getting worse in recent years, and people who want to come and work in Aberdeen can't afford the housing, and it's a real problem for us, particularly at the end of the market where people in lower incomes, people like carers, people like nurses would be looking for housing. I know of sites in my constituency that would be ideal for social housing, but at the moment they're lying empty. We need to get a move on to build those houses.
Now, what we were discussing on was the issue of pensions and with this new legislation and the access to the pension pots.
There's been a huge amount of changes that the present government has brought in, and I want to be there in Parliament to make sure that these changes both work in the interests of the pensioners themselves, but make sure that people aren't being ripped off either by pension companies or by unscrupulous people because they will have access to their pension pots.
People always say like you're going to remember who you voted for, so I think I'll definitely remember voting for Anne. I mean,
it's a big decision to make.
What do you think about the elections? Have you made up your mind?
Definitely, it's going to be a vote for Anne, a vote for Labour to get rid of the Tory coalition government. We need a change, and it needs to happen, and Anne will help bring that change for the rest of the country and Aberdeen South, I think.
There's a lot I want to do. I want to create better opportunities for young people to get them training and proper jobs. I want to be more houses built in Aberdeen that are affordable, that people can come and live and work in Aberdeen. I want to make sure that the NHS in Grampian is better funded than it is at the moment. We need a high quality NHS if we're going to support all our people. And I want the people who live in Aberdeen to have aspirations, no matter what their backgrounds are, no matter the difficulties they face. But I can only do that if we've got a Labour government, and that's why I'm asking people to vote Scottish Labour, vote Anne Begg on May the 7th.